welcome once again to another episode of Sports Therapy with FH Jr. I am your host, and I am glad to be back. Glad to be back. Woo, I'm glad to be back. I'm also glad to say preseason has come to an end. Thank God. You guys know how I feel about preseason. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I am okay with preseason as far as trying to get jobs for the young folk. The young guys were just trying out for the team. I get it. I'm cool with that. But as Joe, Pedro, the fan, I hate preseason. Okay? But I'm back. I am back. And let's go on with today's show now. Well, here's the deal. I'm still rocking the cool beard, got the standard uniform on, rocking the W there, and you all know what it stands for. Washington Commanders. Now, although I am a Commander fan, this show is totally impartial. Yes, we are. We don't fan shame. We don't do any of those things. But now, let's go to the rules. Once again, Sports Therapy with FH Jr. is sports entertainment only. We don't talk politics. We don't talk sexual orientation, nor do we talk racial relations. This show is designed strictly for fun and yucks. Fun and yucks. Big funny. Fun. Ha ha he he stuff. So, the gist of the show is callers will call in, and each caller will have 2 to 3 minutes to either rip, rant, kick some knowledge about a specific event catered around the NFL football game or football season. Although I do love college football, but we don't talk college football here, but I am so glad college football back. Boomer Sooner and go Hogs. But we are predicated upon talking about all things NFL, National Football League. But let me rock back and forth. Now, I am playing hurt, as they say in the NFL. Now, you could be injured or hurt. Players get upset when their teammates, if they're hurt and they don't play, they got a problem. Now, if you're injured, means you can't play. So I'm playing hurt today. All because I just had a root canal done and I am in pain. Woo, I'm in pain, but the show must go on. So today's topic is that we are going to put a cap and bring down the curtains on all things NFL preseason related. And we're going to talk about the quarterback situation. I want to know from my fans, which quarterbacks will have a short lease? Who will have a short lease? Who are we going to get hooked to real quick? So that's what we're going to talk about today. And then we're going to issue out the standard grades for everybody. You guys know the grades that I give out. Now, keep in mind, like I said, you cannot fail my class. Okay, here's the deal. I hate and despise all things. Look, hate's a strong word, so I don't like to use it. But I don't really care too much for preseason. And I'm glad it's over. But I'm glad that everybody had the chance to, well, not everybody, because I know there were some injuries, and that's what you get with preseason. Every year, every team lose a major. They're gonna lose a major player here and there, but that's the preseason. That's me. I personally wish that they would come up with something else where the guys can just, practice. Hell, they practice. I don't know why we got to have preseason games. Or why not just make the preseason games just 2 quarters? 2 quarters. Okay? Let the starters play for 1 quarter. They get in shape. They can work on game planning and all that good stuff. And then we can spend the next 2 quarters watching the rookies and the new guys that each team pick up. I'm just throwing that out there. I think it would make a better product. Instead of having to watch 4 quarters of that, I wouldn't call it a fiasco. But the average fan, they tune out. They're like me. After, short run, they tune out. So if you're calling And if you want to call in, and our number to the show is 940-329-4110. And today's topic is that we're going to be talking about, well, of course, we're going to bring an end to this thing called the NFL preseason. And we're going to ask the question, which quarterback will have the shortest leash? Let's see who we got. It's just like fishing. When you're fishing, you got to see what you catch. Let's see what we're going to catch today. Here we go. Hello, caller. Welcome to Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr.
This is Glenn Meadows from Boston, Arkansas. I'm got to call in and let you know it's time. It's this time of the year, brother.
It is my homeboy, Glenn. Hey, Glenn, glad to hear you.
Yes, sir, Cowboy, number one Cowboy hater in the land.
My boy said he's
let them know I hope they go 0-17 this year.
He said 0-17. He said he even hope they lose the coin toss.
Yeah, hey, I enjoyed watching the Stephen A. Smith show the other day on them, putting them down. And I just want to put my two cents in and let them know everything he said was correct.
That man don't even want the Cowboy to win the coin toss.
I don't need them.
Hey, last week we talked about the love-hate relationship between the fans and the referees. For some reason, and I'll tell you how I got into that, Glenn. We had I know you call it from Arkansas. We had a situation here, an incident where started off. I know you're familiar with Keith Talib, former cornerback. Well, he sponsors I guess we would call it. We grew up, we call it Pee Wee football, but now it's called Youth Select Sports, whatever the hell they want to call it. But sometimes the guys get too into it, to the point where, they want to fight and get a referee a hard time. But make a long story short, there was a fight that happened after the game. Somebody said something crazy to somebody. Somebody said something crazy to the refs, and one of the guys ended up pulling a gun and shooting one of the other coaches. So that was Hakeem Talib's brother. But that whole situation was crazy. That's why I talked about last week about the love-hate relationship between the referee and the fans, because I don't referee anymore. I used to, but it got so crazy I just left it alone. That's what we talked about last week. But this week, I'm glad I got you on the phone, my brethren, because
thank you, sir.
Like I tell people, Glenn, I don't just roll out of bed and do this show. I do some research. So
right.
Here's my research, brother. I made a list like Santa Claus. I checked it once and I checked it twice. I've got a list of every starting quarterback along with their backup. And my question to you is, I know what your answer is going to be. Which quarterback will probably lose their starting position first? Who will be the first quarterback to get the hook? What say ye, Glenn?
I'm gonna say Mitch Trubisky. Mitch. Because ain't no way he gonna beat that rookie out. After I seen that rookie play a couple of weeks ago, I just don't see him lasting too long. And
that rookie is who?
And Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
I don't see him going. He'll be lucky if he lasts 4 games.
You don't give him 4 games?
I don't give. Matter of fact, I really don't give him 4, because if he come out, because Pittsburgh got a tough schedule this year, and if he come out and the fans already want him to see him out there right now anyway. So I think if Mitch Trubisky come out there and make any kind of little blunder in the first game or two, it's gonna be it for him.
Short lease. You think they gonna give him a short hook?
He already on a short lease. Really, all of them should be on a short lease. We ought to go on the tank this season, wait till next year, and get that boy from Alabama or Ohio State.
I like the young man from Alabama. I think there's a big upside to him. I haven't watched the kid from Ohio State that much, but I know Ohio State always have tendencies to have some good quarterbacks. For some strange reason, though, man, it doesn't transition over that well to the NFL. Um,
Well,
but that's just me.
the thing about it is, oh, sorry about cutting you off
No,
there,
no, no, you
brother.
good.
But the thing is, you look and see where they played at. You take
True.
Fields, the quarterback didn't come out about a year or two ago, Justin Fields. He's just as good as any quarterback and rookie quarterback in the last year or two. But look who he playing with, the Bears. Can't nobody name a wide receiver or running back on the Bears team. As much as I watch football, I can't name them.
But you know what I like about Fields, because I believe, I don't know, I don't have the notes in front of me, but I know I know he was there at least 3 years. I know he came out after his junior year. He may have been a 4-year guy. Unlike the other young man that came out early, and Washington, we moved up and picked him. I think that he had a lot of potential, but it's just, how the NFL is. Hell, is stand for not for long. So a lot of times they don't have time to develop a good quarterback, and so I think if the other young man, the one that passed away, had he stayed, maybe came out in his junior year, after his junior year, I think he'd been more prepared. But that's one thing I like about Fields, man. He does seem to be a little bit more game ready. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, he just don't have nobody. He just don't have no talent around him, and that's sad, really, really sad. You take a quarterback like Mac Jones from New England, Trey Lance from 49ers. They come in with a silver spoon in their mouth. But this guy right here don't have nothing.
He don't have any toys.
And you really think about it, Kenny Pickett. Yeah, if you think about it, Kenny Pickett, we could say the same thing about Kenny Pickett, because I don't know what happened to Pittsburgh offensive line.
They got old.
They strong point.
They got old, man.
They got old. They kept them too long.
Yeah, they got old.
They kept them too long.
Now I know you in the Steelers family. You're in the Steelers family, so I need to ask you what went into. Because I'm not gonna lie, man. Hell, I was shocked when you guys picked up Mitchell Trubisky. I know Big Ben was on his last leg, but I was just shocked that you guys picked up Mitchell Trubisky and didn't kind of wait a little bit longer and see what was going to fall off the quarterback tree. But, I mean, you got some insights into what happened with that pick, man, how that came. How did you guys end up getting him anyway? What happened?
Yeah, I don't really can't tell you the true detail, but in my opinion, they were desperate. They were desperate because they could have waited, even though it's not really a lot of talent out there right now. But hey, I know the coaches and the players don't think like that in the NFL, because they out there, their lives and everything depends on them going to work every day.
Right.
But I would have tanked this season and waited till next year, because you got six or seven potential first round draft picks coming out next year in the NFL draft. And and even though Mitch Trubisky is not a bad quarterback, but he didn't really get a fair shake in Chicago either. But still, I still would have waited. I would have got him. I would have waited. I would have got Jimmy. I would have made a trade with Jimmy Garoppolo.
You'd made that trade?
I would have went after Garoppolo before I just went, just hurry up and panic and picked him.
But one thing that you said that makes true, because I'm not a big Bear fan, but I agree, because what I saw of Mitchell Trubisky is they didn't have an offensive line. They didn't really have, maybe at the time, he may have one real good, what I would call a number one wide receiver. But the problem is, if you got one number one, you better at least have a number two, because all they're going to do is roll that safety over, and they're going to shut that down. But their offensive line in Chicago was terrible.
Exactly. People forget Chicago had a good team 2 or 3 years ago. I really don't know what happened, but it's the general manager and coach's decision.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
Mm,
And see,
and,
a lot of people don't know what's. It's just like when you cooking at a restaurant. You know, they just get the plate when you bring that tray to them and they're ready to eat. They don't realize what goes on in in the kitchen, man. So if you take
that's
that,
right.
and when it comes to those teams, man, they don't realize. You know, a lot of times the coach, if the coach is not the GM or one of those veteran coaches like Belichick, who pretty much have what you would call the last say on everything. Um, you got to play with the hand you dealt with, you know.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right, cause I'm sitting up here right now looking at the Giants and the Jets, and it's pitiful. Both
Jets,
quarterbacks.
Jets. Now,
It's
now,
garbage.
now, here's what I want to do, Glenn. Since I got you on the phone, since I got you on the show, let's talk. You tell me. I'm gonna name the starting quarterback and their backup, and you tell me, is there any chance that this starter is gonna get the hook? Or, for example, the Cardinals, Kyler Murray, starting quarterback. Okay, now remember he was acting out. He wasn't, hell, he wanted his money. Hey, look, I'll never get mad at any player for getting his money, man. Get paid. Getting paid is what's in. Now his backup is Colt McCoy. You think Colt's gonna have any chance of getting a little game action?
Huh?
You think Colt McCoy will have?
Do you think he's gonna have a chance to get? Do you think he's gonna have a chance to get game next to Colt McCoy?
Yeah.
Man, Colt McCoy is older than Methuselah. I thought he retired 5 years ago.
So now, now this is what here's me, Glenn. If I'm a backup quarterback and I'm backing up one of the elite quarterbacks, say Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers, those type of guys, hell man, I don't want to get in.
No, man, dude can play. I thought he was out the league.
Yeah, but
Dude, well, if he's still in the league, if he backing up, Kyler Murray, shit, he can play another 4 or 5 years because unless Kyler Murray gets hurt.
hey man, I'm at this cussing bell on you.
Man, I mean, I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that. Man, I didn't mean to say that there. But hell, I thought Colt McCoy was getting a check right now.
Oh, I know. Hey, but like I say, man,
My homeboy McCoy.
if I'm playing behind Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers, man, I'll be honest, man. Hell, I'd show up, man. I probably wouldn't even have my helmet.
You don't need no helmet.
I would, hey, man, dude get hurt. They look at me and FA, go in. I'm sorry, coach. Hey,
Man, them guys probably don't even know the plays. They've been on the bench so long, they don't even know the plays.
I would be one of them, dog. I wouldn't know the plays, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I'd drop back
That's what I'm talking about.
I'd drop back and throw the ball to the referee, dog.
That's right. Man, I forgot about Colt McCoy until you said that.
Yeah. So now check this out. Here's another one.
I tell you,
Go ahead.
but I tell you, who's another one? I don't think Daniel Jones gonna last all year.
Oh yeah. No. He's on a short lease. In fact, you know who his backup is, right? His backup is Tyrod Taylor. And so Tyrod is not that great. He's a good bus driver, but I think the Giants fans are getting a little bit fed up with Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I think so too, man. And the poor Jets have drafted 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the first top 2 or 3 picks, and none of them paying out. So I don't know what the deal on that problem.
Now they picked up Wilson.
Everybody looking for a Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, but you ain't gonna get too many of them. It's really, you take away them guys right there, they almost 40. There's not no good quarterbacks in the league right now.
What I tell you, man, when a man can play till you're almost 40 years old in the league, and he still get to play, you're right. That tells you about the quality of quarterback play. That is
quarterbacks in the league is not no good quarterback.
No, only a few.
You know, they make them look good. They make them look good and sound good coming out of college. But when they get to the league, you messing with a different breed of animal.
Thank you. Man, truer
Yeah.
words have never been spoken. So now, hey.
That's right, because you take away Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, only really good, decent quarterbacks in the NFL is Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
And then really Justin Herbert and Josh Allen, they good, they up and coming, but they ain't been in the league long enough to just prove themselves in the top echelons, you know.
Right.
Anything can happen now. Patrick Mahomes and Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson not a great quarterback, but he's good enough to to lead you to a championship. If you put him on the right team in the right system.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, if he had not never collected that money, he might would have had a Super Bowl if he had not got paid off. I mean, I'm sorry not saying that, but you know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say.
So now what about if you Tyler Huntley, 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 and you bagging up my man Lamar Jackson. Are you gonna get some playing time, Glenn?
They better keep him, because if they don't ever do something about Lamar Jackson, give him his money, Lamar Jackson gonna mess around and walk on him.
True. And you know what I like? You know what I like about Lamar is he's his own agent. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's his own agent.
Yeah.
He's like, hey man, I'm negotiating now.
Right.
I give myself 10% of this deal. Now they threw some money at him though. Last time I checked, Glenn, they threw about 45 million a year. But he said, hey, if we don't get this thing done by the start of football season, then hey, we're not gonna talk about the football season over. So now two things gonna happen when you get a situation like that. Either the Ravens are going to franchise tag him, which means they're gonna pay him a hell of a lot of money, for 1 year, or they gotta bag up one of those trucks up, those money trucks, and just let him have a couple money trucks, man. That you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So now, hey, this is what I want. I'm finna shock the world today. Believe it or not, I'm gonna say some people gonna think I'm crazy, but I guarantee you, if Aaron Rodgers start acting up like he normally be doing, talking crazy about the rookie wide receivers and doing all that, and want to be on Jeopardy, want to host Jeopardy and all that, it's not gonna surprise me if Jordan Love don't take some playing time from him. That boy look good, man.
I really haven't got a chance to. I know he had the potential, but I haven't got a chance to watch him play yet.
Man,
but
I'm gonna tell you who he looks like. He looked like a younger version of Aaron Rodgers.
They do?
Yeah.
But Aaron Rodgers, really, you think about it, we all of them got about a hit away from being, career ending. But Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady don't have too many more years to go.
Nope.
So they're gonna have to do something,
Yep. And see, that's why.
But
go ahead.
But you say he do look good, huh?
Yeah, he look good, man. He does. To the point to where I think Green Bay is regretting that they gave Aaron Rodgers that little money deal that they gave him. Because see, last year Jordan he looked like crap last year. Jordan looked like crap last year, so that's why they had to but this year, hey man, they see why they drafted that boy high, man. So like I said, I think Aaron Rodgers may have an injury because, like you said, those guys are getting up there in age. If he has an injury, I think once Jordan Love gets in there, I don't think he'll ever get back out. I don't think he'll get back out. Now, we talk about this won't surprise me. You talk about your boy getting a short hook in with the Steelers. I'm gonna tell you who I think got a much shorter hook. At least it's very short. That's my man Jameis Winston. Who that?
Jameis Winston.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna tell you. I I'm gonna kind of disagree with you. The only thing I see was kind of
you
Jameis Winston was a top 5, top 10 quarterback last year till he blew his knee out.
Yep, he was.
You know, people still judge him from Tampa Bay a few years ago. But last year before he blew his knee out, he was a top 10 quarterback, and he's really he kind of got a raw deal in to me. Now that's my opinion. My opinion don't matter.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you know, it's all good.
like he kind of got a raw deal in Tampa Bay because they knew they were going after Brady. So whoever Brady come to, you're gonna have to move out the way till he get ready to get through playing.
Mm-hmm. Well, the reason I say that is because Jameson he kind of reminds me of he's a Brett Favre type quarterback, you know. Hey, he can throw you 30 touchdowns. He can turn around 30 interceptions too. But
yeah, but you know, a lot of them interceptions he threw, people don't. They look at things, which is true. They gonna always look at the interceptions he threw. But a lot of them interceptions he threw was a lot of them was in them guys' hand got tipped or guy ran the wrong position. But that's still interception is an interception, you know.
Yep.
But I tell you a quarterback I could say.
But hold on, Glenn. Let me say this. Hold that thought. I'll tell you why I think the lease is gonna be short on him because of who his backup is. You know who his backup is, right?
Jason Hill.
No.
Who?
Andy Dalton is his backup.
Oh, you sure right.
That's the only. They got the red rifle, brother. That's the only reason.
Okay, I see your point.
That's my only reason. Now, Hill, because Hill's better being a gadget guy. You know all the stuff that he runs. Because when they let him try it out to be quarterback, they gave him a trial against James. James beat him out. But like I said, if James if depends on if he comes back without. Being a little gunshot based on his knee and whatever. See, James, here's what James will get in trouble throwing interception. Not when he's throwing it down the field. They love that. It's just that sometimes he'll check down and he'll check down late and he'll try to throw that ball right to somebody, maybe to somebody in the slot position, and that's where his and like you said, a lot of times the ball will hit somebody's hand, then it get deflected and whatever. But when he throwing that bad boy deep, he good as gold throwing it deep.
Yeah, right. I mean, being to change the subject with you, but I'll tell you another quarterback I think the least short on him is Geno Smith.
Yep.
With Seattle, I was happy to see him win the job, but he really didn't have no competition too much, him and Drew Lock. But I just don't see neither one of them lasting too long. Man,
you know what? That's exactly what I was thinking too, that somewhere along the line, somebody was going to come in, and I was surprised they didn't go and get somebody better because the only reason he got the job was because, number one, Locke was out with COVID, and then when Locke played, he looked terrible, man. Hell, he threw three interceptions, man. They're like, okay, nah.
Exactly.
I was like, nah. Nope.
But my dog horse quarterback to lead a team to the big. I ain't gonna say he's going to the Super Bowl. But my most improved quarterback this year is Jalen Hurts. Mark my word.
Now
people gonna laugh at me for saying this, but mark my word, that boy is a winner.
Now here's the thing, though. He had better get it done. Because now I like the fact that he is a good field general. He's a good field general. He's not gonna hurt you. But man, he got to get it done because they got a lot of toys, and he got a lot of toys to play with in Philly, man. So that's what gonna get him. That's what gonna get him over the hump. Them toys he got. He got a lot of toys, Glenn. But although he got a lot of toys, he got an experienced backup backing him though. So that's why he better, as the old folks say, he better. You know what? Because if he don't, you got to get out the pot, bro.
Yeah.
Because
it's gonna be.
He got some toys, man. He got some toys, brother.
Yeah, he got some toys to play with, but I think I'm expecting a big year from him. And Dak Prescott, they putting a lot of pressure on him out there in Dallas this year, but I just don't see him. When they traded Mari Cooper, they trade one of his big toys. They don't realize it or not.
This is my fear.
Replace him.
This is what my fear about Dak is. And to all the Cowboy fans out there, I tell them that, hey, I can talk about the Cowboys and be impartial, although I'm a Commander fan. I think Dak is going to get hurt this year. Not because I think he's going to get hurt because the offensive line is terrible.
The offensive line.
Yeah, my man Smith went down, dude. He messed his. He was like real bad, man.
He was their best offensive line.
Yes, that's protecting his blind side. So now Dak is gonna be forced to do a little bit more, run a little bit more than you know. And on top of that, his receiving core ain't the greatest. You know, the Cowboys' receiving core is terrible.
Yeah.
And so I
go double up on CD Lamb.
Yes, and I don't think CD is a true number one. To be honest with you, I don't think he's a true number one.
Me neither.
Well, and I love him to death, man. Because I'm a big OU fan. I love him to death. I love Jalen to death. You know, I'm a big OU fan. But I just know that CD is not. I just don't think his body can take the wear and tear of a number one. You know. Because I think you got to have a good number two in order for you to be able to get off as a number one, and I just don't see the Cowboys having that. I just don't.
Right.
And and right now their biggest need is not going out and getting another receiver. I think that's what they were going to do. I think their biggest need now is to address that offensive line, man, because their offensive line is terrible, man. So that's what I think. I think Dak. I think Dak may get injured trying to do so much.
Yeah, that's true, man. Because it showed that's a big major blow when he got hurt, when Tyron Smith got hurt. That was a big blow right there.
Now let me ask you: if you was back up behind Patrick Mahomes, would you get to play? Do anybody even know who?
Next preseason.
Yeah.
Next year preseason.
Because think about this, man. And I wrote this about Chad Henne. And he used to be the quarterback. I know him from being Michigan's quarterback. Now, guess how long he's been in the league and being a backup? 15 years.
How many?
15 years. 15. 1-5.
I can kind of agree with that because he's been a backup for years.
Yes. And you know what? I bet you he happily being a bag up. I bet you. I bet you. You know.
Don't never have to worry about nothing.
No,
never have to worry about nothing.
I bet he can't even find. I bet he can't even find his playbook.
He don't need it. He don't need it because he won't never get no playing time.
All right. What about Cool Joe Burrs? Cincinnati Bengals.
He's gonna be around for a long time.
You know who's back?
Joe Montana.
You know what? He reminds me of Joe Montana. He reminds me of Joe Montana.
Yeah, the boy from Arkansas. What his name? The boy from Arkansas, Brandon Allen.
Yeah, Brandon Allen. And I think that's a good marriage between them two. Cool Joe getting it done. Brandon can come out there every once in a while, and keep him floating. But I think I don't think Brandon gonna ever get any playing time. I think he's gonna have a career being a good backup, make him probably lead when he finally retire. You have about 30-40 million in the bank. Won't be broke up like spaghetti. You know what I mean?
That's right. And be laughing all the way to the bank.
All the way to the bank, man. All the way to the bank.
When you said Colt McCoy, man, I thought Colt McCoy was playing ball when I thought you were talking about one of Al McCartney cousins or somebody.
Colt has been in the league a while, man. Because he was a Redskin backup for a while.
Right.
Colt McCoy coming out of Texas.
It's a good back. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, I'll tell you somebody else has been in the league forever, too. And I don't see him. I think these guys that have been in the league more than 10 years, hell, they don't want to start. Nah, they don't want to start, man. For what? Justin Herbert. His backup is Chase Daniel. Now Chase Daniel been in the league forever,
Chase Daniel been in the league a long time.
almost 15 years,
I forget about this guys because they've been in the league so long they don't play.
and they don't want to play.
I don't blame them.
So now, if you bagging up Russell Wilson, you gonna get to play?
Nope. Nope.
Okay, hold up. If you bagging up Josh Allen, if you bagging up Josh Allen from the Bills, and your name is Case Keenum, you gonna get to play?
Nope.
Do you want to play?
No. Huh?
Do you want
to play?
Yeah. Do you want to play?
Nope. They'll be on the bench for the rest of their life.
Now, hey.
If they win the Super Bowl, nobody would never remember them.
Hey, let me throw out a name to you. Glenn. And I'm gonna tell you that the leash is short. Because I'm gonna be the person pulling this leash. Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz. Carson for the Commanders. Glenn.
What do you know what I think about Carson Wentz?
Glenn, I'm gonna be the one pulling that rope, man. Doc, I'm gonna be pulling the rope.
When they first traded him to the Redskins, you was the first person I thought about. I said, why y'all do my partner like this? He deserves better.
Did you say a prayer for me, brother?
I said he deserves better, man.
Did you take a knee and say a prayer for me?
I've been doing this. I've been doing it when they traded to him. When they made that trade, you've been on my mind ever since. I've been praying for you.
Man, I was like, my deal was we had all that money. I like, okay. Now, I will say this. We end up with Carson Wentz as a consolation prize because the Commanders did try to spend some money, man. We tried to get Russell Wilson. See how he chose to go to Denver as opposed to coming to the Skins. We tried. Hell, we even called the Chiefs and asked them did they want to give up Patrick Mahomes. So we tried to spend some money. I got to give them that. They tried to spend some money. I don't know, man. I was like, okay, and I understand it. They didn't want to go and get another rookie because of what had happened with the young man from out of Ohio State. So the Commanders tried to spend some money. We have a lot of money to spend. Nobody would take our money. You ever heard that? You got money, and nobody would take it.
Nobody wanted it.
Nobody wanted it.
I don't think Carson Wentz. I think Carson Wentz just for a rental. I think he's gonna be for a rental this year.
Well,
but I give him about a year or two. He'll either be a bag up or he'll be out the league because I can't believe that guy. I can't believe that guy went down all of a sudden like that. Though.
I know he was great, but guess who else we tried to get? We tried to get Jordan Love from Green Bay. They wouldn't let him go. So we tried to get Jimmy G. And he had surgery, so it was like, okay, we don't really know, but yeah. But like I said, man, I don't know, man.
But man, if I was me as a general manager, I know I wasn't gonna do nothing this year. Man, you got five. You got the boy from Alabama. You got the boy from Ohio State. You got a boy from Florida. You got a boy from North Carolina State. Then you got another guy from out there at the West Coast. I forgot his name. But you got 5 or 6 decent quarterbacks coming in. And sometimes you just might have to tank a little bit, like they do in the NBA.
Well, see, the thing about the NFL, though, man, if you're a coach and you're a GM, man, your job on the line, man. That's the problem is that don't nobody want to like, shoot, man, do I really want to just get this rookie? And we've been losing because you never know. Owners, man, they got billions of dollars, man. Those cats wake up in the morning and say, you know what? I'm sick of Glenn being my coach. I think I want to can him. Like, you know.
And if I was a team like the Detroit Lions and some of them others when they go 2-13 every year, I'd be sick of dealing with the owners too.
Yeah.
Because I'd be ready. Because some of them owners make bad. They blame a lot on the coaches in the GM, which they want to do make the decision. But you got some bad owners too, just don't care. As long as they raking in money, they don't care.
Thank you. Some of them don't even know what they don't even know their team playing. You know, because
they don't even know who on the team.
nah, they don't care. But if you're a coach of the GM, would you want an owner like that, or would you want an owner like the Cowboys got, where his hands and then or like the Commanders got?
Hell no.
Or the Commanders got, where he melting in all the time, and hell, he having press conferences and stuff, and nah, you like, hey man, pay the money. Here's your team. Get the F out the way. That's
right.
And that, yeah. So that's where that comes into, man. You got
right.
You got to figure out what kind of owner you want. Now check this out. If you're the backup to Derek Carr, are you gonna get any playing time, Glenn?
With Derek Carr?
Mm-hmm.
It's with Derek Carr. You know what? I'm gonna say no, because he's not a bad quarterback.
No.
He's not really too bad,
I agree.
And I like how he handled the situation last year with that John Gruden saga. I think he kind of. Sometimes people look at, think you're supposed to everybody. Sometimes you need that good leader out there, and he got some talent to come over there this year, and I'm expecting big things from the Raiders.
Yeah, I like that. I like that that tight end they got, Waller. Waller's a baller.
Big time.
He's a baller, man.
I'm expecting big things from their tight end. Yeah.
And their defense they got a good defense this year too, brother.
They got a real good defense.
Yeah.
They got a real good defense. But my Super Bowl sleeper this year, and I'm going to stick with it, might not happen, but I got a funny feeling about the Chargers this year.
A lot of people.
Because that Justin Herbert.
A lot of people got that same feeling about them Chargers, man, because I think it's going to be Herbert's breakout year. I think it's going to be his breakout year.
Yeah. Yeah. But the only thing will slow them down to me is injuries. And that slow anybody. I don't know matter what you got.
You're right.
Injuries.
Well, that's why I always tell people, man. That's why I always tell people the season don't start until you get like game 8.
That's right. When the weather change and you get to about game 8 and the weather change and everything, that's when the season's going to really start. Because no matter how good you hit, how hard you can hit when it's 70 and 80 degrees, when you go to get down there when it's 10 and 15 degrees below zero, them hits change a whole lot different.
And usually by game 8, that's when your team has suffered a major injury to one of the major players, i.e. a quarterback, defensive end, linebacker. You lose. You're going to lose somebody. Either it's going to be a wide receiver. You're going to lose a difference maker, and that's why I tell people the season doesn't start until game 8. Game 8.
I think so too, brother.
Game 8, man. That's what.
I just think the Chargers setting themselves up for a good Super Bowl run. And I hope my boys Steelers. I want to see them go. I want to see them do good this year. Go to the playoffs. But I always want them to mess up too, so we can go get that boy from Arkansas.
Which
KJ
one?
Jefferson.
Okay.
KJ Jefferson. He's about 6'5", 6'6", weigh about 240.
Yeah, I know Big KJ. And he get him out the candy.
That's what I want our boys to get.
Yeah, and he's a good dude, man. I like the fact that he got a lot of family support and all that. He's in a good system too, man. He's in good. Now, what do you think about? My daughter tells me, she said that the man is gone. Can you stop hating on him? And I'm talking about my man Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins from Minnesota?
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins from Minnesota.
You remember he's a Cowboy. He was our quarterback forever.
Man, it might sound dumb for me saying it, but sometimes it make you think you wish you had kept it.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about Kirk.
Hey, what's going on, man? All right.
Here's
kept it, man.
Here's the thing about Kirk. Kirk would throw he would throw a lot of yards, what I call empty yards, between the 20 and the 20. Oh, dude, he could move that ball, but when he get down on that red zone, Glenn, that joker would throw interception in a minute, man. He'll throw interception and then just break my heart.
But he don't improve. He don't improve a lot though since You know, man, I could go as far to say last year he was one of the better quarterbacks in the league at one stretch.
I think what's
In one
good.
stretch, he was one of the better quarterbacks in the league.
I think what's good for Kurt is that he's playing in a like a small market team where he don't have all those eyes on him all the time. And he has improved. I think his judgment has got a lot better. Cause see, think about you know what I think the truth of it is he finally realized what type of arm he has. Cause you know when guys come into the league, they're young, they all think that they can make all the throws. I'm finna throw this, and that's where they get in trouble. Kirk don't
That's
have
why
a
they get in trouble.
huh?
That's why they get in trouble.
Yep, and
That's why they get in trouble because. Go ahead.
And that was his problem. He would try to force the ball into windows that he just couldn't throw into. It's like okay, and that was the issue with my man Heineke. It's like Heineke, you don't have the arm to throw some of those passes that you're trying to throw. That's why you throw interception. But when they get older, you realize, you know what? Nah, I'm throwing the safe pass when it's 3rd and 1. If I have to run and keep the chains going to get that first down, I'm gonna do that. But as a young quarterback, 3rd and 1, you still trying to throw a 20-yard bomb for an interception. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah. Can't too many quarterbacks do that in the league.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, too many quarterbacks in the league. Okay, too many quarterbacks in the league. Very few to do that. But like I said, I'm gonna repeat myself again. The quarterback class in the 2023 draft, you got a lot of good quarterbacks out there. I ain't gonna say great. I'm gonna say it might be 1 or 2 worthy of. You got about 5 of them out there gonna be number 1 first round draft picks. I'm not saying number 1 pick, but 5 first round draft picks. And I seen most of them play, and they good, pretty decent quarterbacks. So a lot of teams going. I don't know how they're gonna do that. They're gonna take chances. You know, it's still some good bag of quarterback, but it's just not no. You just don't have nobody but Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes, and then you got another. Then you got the other echelon.
True.
Then you got a notch below that.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Then you just got some flat out scrubs. Yeah. But we got one on our team, Pittsburgh. That's why I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna do. We're gonna have to make us a trade or something. Because man, that NFL season pass is too high to be paying every month, sitting up there watching a bunch of scrubs. the league pass.
That's what you got.
Yeah. And I can't be sitting there watching all them games like that. My boys up there, I look up here in November, they 3-7 or 3-8. Know they have to play off.
Hey, what
I might get myself cut off.
Hey, what do you think about Baker Mayfield?
Man, now I'm gonna tell you, they're sleeping on him, man. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. Carolina, another team they could do something. They're another team that could do something.
I think the best.
They're another team, a sleeper team for it.
I think the best thing that happened to Baker Mayfield was getting cut and getting whatever out of. I think now he can concentrate on football because I think he's a good quarterback.
He's a good quarterback.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback.
Took him to Cleveland. Man, you think about it, man.
But guess who tried to get him?
Look how long that curse been on Cleveland.
Guess who tried to get him?
Pittsburgh wanted him.
Hell, we wanted him.
Yeah. He would have helped y'all.
Yes.
Tremendously.
Yes.
He would have helped you all a hell of a lot.
But going back,
should have got him.
But going back to what you said though, man, I think ever since the Browns moved, Art Modell moved the Browns out, they've been cursed, man.
Man, they've been cursed, man. Man, the whole city been cursed till the chosen one came. LeBron, he bought him 1 championship.
True.
Look how they did him. They ran him out of town and they hated him, but he said it's still my town, it's still my city. I'm still gonna bring him a championship back, and he delivered that. But other than that, that city ain't had nothing. I don't know you. I mean, I know we talking about football right now, but I can remember in baseball they were 2 outs away from winning the World Series and threw that away. So you know, some teams are just cursed and they want up them. How much do I give one?
I,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah, but I'm just being. I jumped off to something else. Sorry about that. But
no,
I
no,
just
you
want to put
good, man. But
the audience on notice about that.
because you remember that. You remember when they snuck out of town? When
Yeah.
you know,
They snuck out of town and they should have snuck on over there to Canada because they ain't did jack since they been over there to Cleveland.
yeah, I agree. But like I said, we tried to get Baker, man. It just didn't happen. I think that would have been a better help. But like I said, we ended up with Carson Wentz because nobody would take our money. Nobody would take our money.
But one thing I will say I like about your team, the Commanders. Man, if they could just ever get them a quarterback and maybe one more receiver, they not too far away with that defensive line.
Yes.
Because them boys,
Yeah.
boy, they got a defensive line.
They do.
They remind me of them guys remind me of the old Philadelphia Eagles.
They do.
When they have Jerome Brown, Reggie White, and them guys.
They do.
And they got the potential. They got the potential to be better, just as good as they are. But I'm gonna get back to what about these referees right now, though. They need to start punishing these referees like they do these players. Because see, I know you got a lot of audience. I pitch a lot of audience. There ain't too many people that watch more football games. They don't know me, but there ain't too many people watch more football games than I have watched.
I know.
And you said they're watching some of the games and some of the calls the referees make.
It'd be terrible.
It makes you think that somebody's getting paid up under the table, but you don't want to come out and say it like that though. But man, it makes you think that they get paid.
The NFL, when it came to referee, and it's almost getting like you know how the NBA is, where you don't make certain calls on certain players.
Right, it's getting to be like boxing. It's getting back to rumpus boxing because. To me, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't watched every Super Bowl been played since the first Super Bowl I ever watched was the Raiders and Minnesota Vikings back in the '70s. Never missed a Super Bowl since. Mm-hmm. But these last 3 or 4 or 5 Super Bowls, man, it's just like watching a movie instead of watching the Super Bowl game. It's damn near just like watching a movie. That shit looks so fake.
I know. Yeah.
It just don't look real.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when that Tampa Bay and Kansas City played in that Super Bowl that year.
Oh, yeah.
And Russell Wilson did his thing. Russell Wilson made him he did something. It might not be, they can say what they want to say. He did something. That's my opinion. But the Super Bowl been looking shady to me, though, just like a boxing match.
I couldn't believe that that when they wouldn't give the ball to what's my man when they
Lynch.
Yeah. I was like, what?
That's what I'm talking about.
What?
You got 30 seconds, and I'm old man because if he had a score, that'd be my number on the football pool.
No.
And I'm still holding it again.
Oh yeah, that cost you some money.
I could have won. Hell, I could have won $2,000.
Oh yeah, you gotta be sour. You gotta wake up with a frown on your face, dog.
Hey, that's why every day I look at Russell Wilson, and the Cowboys. I ain't got nothing but hatred for him. Not no pure just hatred.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Little fan hatred.
Bad fan hatred.
Yeah, fan hatred is different than just hate. See, fan hatred is as long as I'm a fan. Like I tell people, hey, you don't come to the Cowboys. I'm a fan first. I'm a fan first.
Yeah. I don't hate the people.
Nah.
Nah, I don't hate them personally, man. Them guys got family, mother,
right.
father, just like I do. And everybody.
Yeah.
I don't hate them personally.
Yeah.
But I do. But fan-wise, I hate them.
So now, hey, let me ask you this. Are you familiar with a young man named Malik Willis?
Yes, sir, from Liberty College, the transfer from Auburn.
Yes, and I tell you, when we talk about who gonna get the hook first, man, I actually think Ryan Tannehill gonna get the hook before your boy Mitchell Trubisky. Now you take that to the bank.
Do you really think that the boy from Liberty gonna start before Kenny Pickett start for Pittsburgh?
I think that
you think the boy from
I think Tannehill gonna get the hook a lot quicker than they gonna give all because Pittsburgh is more conservative. They got, you know what I'm saying, the Rooney fan, they don't make changes unless they just have to. They'll try to ride it out, even though Trubisky gonna be terrible as hell. Y'all gonna try to ride out a little bit more. But I just know when it comes to the Tennessee Titans, they hook they like it's something about that boy Malik Willis that they like, Glenn. I'm telling you. It is something about because he's reminding them of a probably a bigger version of Lamar Jackson.
And you know, like I say, man, it's I'm ready for college football. It's gonna be exciting this year, and I think it's gonna be some good games. The opening night of Tampa Bay and Cowboys, that's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a good one right there. And then I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be another good one today. I think it's the same day the Rams and the Buffalo Bills play.
I think after that Cowboy Buccaneer game is gonna be Sunday night. I'm gonna have a whole lot of fans, a whole lot of Cowboy fans gonna be calling Monday morning. Cause I got a feeling, boy, they really get.
What time Monday morning?
7 o'clock, 7 to 8. While people going to work.
I'll be calling it.
Because I got a strange feeling, man, that them Now, here's the problem with the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers, Tampa Bay, and the Cowboys kind of got the same problem. To be honest with you, they both got some offensive line issues. They both got issues with the offensive line.
Real.
But I wonder to myself, and I tell people, sooner or later, Father Time is going to catch up with TB Tom Brady. And I don't know when it's going to happen.
This year. Look here, man. They protect that guy, man. That's another thing I don't like. They can talk that noise, everybody holler about he the best. Hell, when you can't hit him, they going to call if you touch him, they going to call a penalty on you.
What?
So, you know, I know folks are all I'm hating. Ray Lewis, you know, they done messed Ray Lewis out about 2 or 3 Super Bowls. When Baltimore had that great defense, you couldn't touch Tom Brady. Yep. That's why, hell, if the referee played you like they played him, we all gonna play till we 50 years old.
If you breathe on him, they gonna make a call. But I just know sooner or later.
If you pass by a part, if they gonna throw a flag, personal foul, unnecessary rough.
Cause it's just like with Big Ben. Big Ben last year, Big Ben couldn't throw that ball from here to me, from here to the wall.
Man, Big Ben should have been in the nursing home 2 years ago.
Yes, but
Big Ben was washed up. The really Big Ben been washed up 3 or 4 years, man.
He didn't want to go in that nursing home.
Damn, they know they doing it there, man. They making sure he get an extra check so he can go and ride the sun. Like Big Ben could throw that ball 15 yards.
And that's what I think is gonna happen to TB Tom. I think sooner or later he gonna wake up one morning, man, and it's just gonna be gone. Just like the sheriff. Remember sheriff? When Denver went got people didn't realize Peyton Manning couldn't throw that ball 15 yards, and defenses figured it out.
Nope.
I say, he can't do all that. He can do all that audible he want. We just gonna wait because he can't throw the ball no more.
He can't throw the ball.
Can't throw the ball, bro.
But if you barely touch him, hit him, you gonna get thrown out the game and get they gonna make a game changer call, a game changer play.
You better know it.
That's why I say football. I love football. Football is my favorite sport. But the last few years they've been changing the rules and everything in the game. Football about watered down a little bit now, though.
You
know,
think?
it costs too much. People pay too much money. They will sit there and watch a football game. You can't hit the quarterback no more, Holly. You can't hardly make it. Football is a violent sport.
You can't hit the quarterback.
If you play football, that's just like if you jump off the river. Hell, you're going to hit your head on a rock sooner or later. In football, the same way, you're going to get hurt.
On that note,
you're going to get hurt because it's a violent game.
On that note,
they're trying to take it and make it.
On that note, my brother, I got to let you go, man. It's been an hour, dog. Hey, man, I appreciate it.
It's been good talking to you. Hey, it's been good talking to you, brother. I want to say one more thing. You tell them Cowboy fans that they don't get their hopes up high, because it'll be the same thing like it was the last 26 years. Love you, brother.
All right, man. Keep hope alive, brother. Thank you.
All right, baby. Hey,
all right. Once again, it has been a wild and woolly week. I'd like to thank my homeboy Glenn for calling in. And also, let me talk about my sponsor. Discover Crown Royal Blended Canadian Whiskey. Patiently, fit for a king. expertly blended since 1939. After a long, hard day of crime fighting, I reached for a bottle of Crown. And you know what I say? Crown me, baby. Drink Crown Royal responsibly. All right. Now, let's get back to closing the show. We got one more show coming up next week, and that will be the last Sunday. Then we will move to our new time. Until then, I want to thank all the country Kennies, my good old Arkansas, all the fans in the booth, to my homeboy Glenn, and everybody listening in. I like to say those on the yard, stay golden, baby. And like us on Facebook and join my channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we will see you next Saturday.